I know you guys have been sick of seeing this cold weather, but the country is in a deep freeze. You know, there are critics out there. Oh, why didn't you have this all? This never happens, okay? This is not something that South Florida experiences, but I can tell you, I'm reactive. People were like, oh, you should have cages already in that warehouse all set up. I'm like, dude, okay. This is it, friends. This is the beginning of 2 nights of absolute freezing temperatures. We're talking about 24 to 27 degrees here in South Florida. This is unprecedented for the camp. I've never experienced anything like this here in South Florida. I'm hoping the animals pull through. All right, guys, so we've got the giant Arau turtles in here. We've got the Badiger. We've got some, I've been using this bamboo. I'm gonna make just basically a form that I can drape over some tarp that I have, because I think that's going to keep things nice and warm, or warmer. I don't want the air to be so cold either, because when the Arau turtles take a breath, I'm worried that they might, shock their lungs with that cold. Then we're gonna cut down some more bamboo from one of our culms here, one of our plants, and I came up with this potential idea. I hope I have enough tarp, but what I wanna do is head to Cayman Creek, which is what we're doing. I'm gonna put some bamboo over the central pond that we have here, okay? So you guys can see, we got the central pond here. It's 11 foot, I measured it out. I wanna just span this, and then I'll throw some tarp over here, and we have 2 1,000 watt heaters in the pond as of now. Right now, it's hopefully keeping them warm. We've got the output from the well right where the turtles and the cayman are actually hanging out, and I've got propane heaters right here that I'm gonna blow onto them. So hopefully it'll keep this warmer than we have had before. I'm also very excited because my shipment of Aquascape smart thermometers came in. I really love those guys. They are amazing friends, and I am going to finish putting them up in the Galop house and the Aldabra house.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us.
This week's shout out goes to Robert Earhart.
In some of the other tortoise shelters, so I can monitor right from my house what's going on. And if you look here, I can pull this out right now. We can kind of check it out. So here we have the Arau turtle temperature, 71 degrees. Cayman Creek is 65. Excuse me. And we've got the mud turtles. That's what I want to check. I want to bump up their heat. Our rescued mud turtles, and Frida's pond is at 78 degrees. We also have the reptile shed at 73 degrees. So that's really helpful for me that I'm able to kind of do that. Here they are. Here are the mud turtles. And you can see I got to bump up the heater. Let's keep it going up. Yeah, so I guess turn that on. Yeah, we'll have to keep it really high. I thought maybe it would keep it warm enough, but we're gonna just jack this thing up. It goes up to 175 degrees. So let's see. Let's start with 150 and give it a few hours and see what it can do for the heat. As you can see, I've been cutting down some of the bamboo and using it. It was bamboo that needed to be cut down, so we're going to repurpose it as a temporary frame so that I can hang this tarpaulin over it. Let's go grab that. My buddy Josh, who's my friend, BMX buddy and electrician, he's always helping me out the camp. Remember, he did send me this water heater. Well, he's like, hey, I got this big tarp. You can use it, cut it up. So let's go ahead, and this is heavy, actually. I don't know if I'll be able to lift it. I want to get this out onto the driveway. Oh, yeah. And then we'll be able to cut it up and use it, unfold it, see how long it is, and we could drape it over our tubs, and we'll drape it over the Cayman Creek section too. Let's see. I have a feeling we're just trying to keep the we're just really trying to keep the wind, because we're gonna have a wind chill. So I want to keep that wind off of the guys. How is this thing folded? Who folded this thing? Here we go. I think it goes this way. This is really special. Okay. Holy smokes, I need 2 hands. All right, I'll tell you what, let's time warp it. All right, I'm hoping this helps alleviate some more of the problem. I'll probably put a blanket over this side and a blanket over there, but this tarp should do a good job keeping some of that heat trapped in. We've got the Aquascape ecosystem thermometer here, reading at 71 at the moment. We got some well water going on. I am gonna throw another thermometer into this pond as well as the giant pond, because I wanna just see what's going on. I love my fish, okay? I want to keep these cichlids alive, so I'm hoping to keep the water kind of, you know, at a comfortable temperature. And the water coming out of here is actually quite warm, my friends. Yeah, it feels really good. So if the fish congregate in this area, I think that should take the edge off of them. You know, I have been in touch with Paul Cafaro about his red tails. You know, he knows, he understands. I have to do the best I can for the animals that I have here. I can't run well water into there because I'm putting it into Cayman Creek, and there's not enough pressure or power in my pump. So that's the only dilemma I've got. So what I want to do now is I want to go over to Cayman Creek. I want to just take a look. We're going to bring one of these. We already have a thermometer in there, but the problem is that the thermometer is set up in the vault. I want to have a look at that. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to want to put a thermometer actually closer to where the cayman are. I think that would be a smart thing to do. So let's just go ahead and have a look. I got to do a little investigative work here, and I think from years ago, yeah, this seems like it goes all the way down into the vault, and I'm not going to be able to get it out. So what I'm going to do is probably take this extension cord, run it over there, and we're going to put the thermometer closer to the actual cayman so I can know exactly what their temperature is when we're running the well water, when we have the, you know, you can see there's some foam from the heaters. So that's what I've got to do, friends. We've got to get that job done now. So yeah, it's just nuts. I'm gonna wait for my father-in-law to get here before I cover this. I'm gonna need help with tarpaulin, and I'm saying the full name, tarpaulin, tarp, cover. Anyway, that's what I got to do, man. It is going to drop drastically. Plus, I still got to bring in the croc monitors. We got to pull those guys in as well. So it's a busy day. The final preparations. I know you guys have been sick of seeing this cold weather, but the country is in a deep freeze. You know, there are critics out there. Oh, why didn't you have this all? This never happens. Okay, this is not something that South Florida experiences. But I can tell you, I'm I'm reactive. People were like, oh, you know, you should have cages already in that warehouse all set up. I'm like, dude, okay. It's expensive. I ain't got that kind of dough. So it's gonna happen though. Now it is, trust me. So the next time we have a cold snap like this, because who knows, it could be another 10, 15 years. I'll be closer to 70 years old. What? So I'm gonna need things a little bit more easy for me, and I will do it. Okay, enough griping. I never look at the comments, but for some reason I did, and I saw that one. Such a stinky little person. Dumb. Anyway, I think I do a good job for these animals, and We're gonna make it. We're gonna get these cayman happy. Here we go. All right, very simple. You plug it in, and luckily for me, I don't need the extension cord because it's actually quite a long probe cord. So let's just do this. We're gonna bring it over, all the way over here. This is our probe. It works in and out of water as well. So I can just stretch it out. Look at how far it goes. That's so good. And let's just get it right over here. All right, let's see what the temps are closer to our cayman. I'll probably secure this a little better. They're not happy with me being here. So we'll get a temperature reading. I'll set up the Wi-Fi on this. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. We're gonna name this Cayman Creek Center Pond. All right, let's see here. Aquascape. Add new device. Start. Let's see. There you go. Join. And then it's just a few minutes. It's going to probably do an update. We'll have to do a firmware update. Let's do the firmware update. In the meantime, I can clean up here a little bit. I had to move this transformer, but I'll fix that in a second. In fact, it looks like, what do we got here? Yeah, we got some connectors. I could actually, I think this old thermometer is running off of this one. So anyway, that's looking good. I bet you I could get, you know what I could do? Professional here. I can actually get a splitter and I can connect them through the splitter and open up this port. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get a splitter after I update, and we'll just have two power sources, one power source for both of the thermometers. But what is the thermometer? Look at this. It's 70 degrees right next to them. Hey, that's good news. It's 70 degrees right there. So the two heaters are definitely doing their job, and then when I run the well water, that should definitely help as well. And don't forget, I'm gonna cover this to a degree. So I think we'll be in good shape. That's good news. Very, very good news. That's why it's important to have accurate measurements and why I'm so thankful for Aquascape to do that. All right, our firmware is all set. Let's go ahead and finish up. It wants to join, no problem. We're gonna join that there old Kamp Kenan. It's configuring right now. We should have a pretty good line of sight to the extender. We have pretty good coverage of the Wi-Fi in this yard. Pretty good. Some of you on the lives, if I go too far, no bueno. Hey, look at that, we're connected. Let's call this Cayman Creek Pond. Finish. 70 degrees. All right, I'm loving it. All right, now what I'm gonna do is just to make this a little bit more pro, we'll split that. I could put this back on here and I'll just maybe move this pump down a little bit and then move this guy over here. And then this is my little area, my little manifold, and it'll be in good shape. So I'm gonna go do that right now. All right, happy days. I had it, turns out there was a splitter right here. So I just used this transformer right into there, and now everything is being powered off of this, both of our thermometers, plus our ion gen system has power to it as well. So nice little addition, an extra thermometer. We can save this transformer right here. Yeah, man, pretty good. Now let's get to work on building some kind of frame that's going to go over these guys and keep the wind from pelting them. All right, I feel a little bit like, you know, Lord of the Flies or Robinson Crusoe, Gilligan's Island. Anyway, we have a simple structure here. It's just something that's going to hold the tarp. I'm probably going to prop it up a little bit. I'm going to try and prop it up so that rain sheds off of it. We'll use this as a form as well, the Brazilian bromeliad that I have right there. We've got a propane heater, but the good news is that I moved the heaters closer to the cayman. I think they'll be sticking around there all day. Let's check what the temps are in the pond at the moment. Let's see. Cayman Creek Central Pond is 70.6 degrees. That's pretty good. And then also just checking the mud turtles is going up too, which is nice. So yeah, the actual temperature of Cayman Creek down in that vault over there is 65 degrees. So still not lethal. I wouldn't consider this lethal until we're at 55 degrees or below. So we'll get some tarp over this when Poppy Taranella shows up. It's going to be easier with 2 hands. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do a few more thermometers. We'll get those dialed, and yeah, man, just a race against time, because to make matters worse, it's going to be wet and cold, which is not good. So I want to get the aldabras set up with thermometers, the galops. So here we go. All right, look at this. So we scared throwing the tarp over the structure there. We kind of scared the male out of the water. Now I'm hoping he'll go back in that water. If he doesn't, I'm gonna have to poke him to go back in, but hopefully this is just a minor inconvenience and he'll decide he wants to go back in, because he's not happy with his house being covered up. These guys are definitely also creatures of habit, and they want things to be dialed. They don't like change, so I'll keep an eye on them. The good news is that water under there is warm enough, and if we could just keep it at a good temperature tonight and tomorrow night, we should be in good shape. So we'll see if he goes back in. In the meantime, I've got about a million other things I got to get done. So thanks, Poppy. You got it. All right, friends, this is the setup. It is a complete nightmare in here, but I think we've got things under control. We're trying to just really break any of the wind. We've got a propane heater that's going to blow in there during the night. We've got 2,000-watt stock tank heaters in there. We got the tarp, we got the bamboo as a frame, and currently I can show you right here, the central pond, boom, is 71 degrees. We're also going to be able to go ahead and put the well water on. That'll warm it up a bit. It is 61 degrees outside as a temperature, as the overall temperature, but it's dropping quick. I want to show you guys what else I've been up to. We got to head over to the Aldabra house because we had to put thermometers in there, and they came out. So I want to get them guys in while we're doing our thing. But check this out. So we got the Aldabra house is at 76 degrees. The Aral turtles in the stock tubs are at 71. I put a thermometer just for the hell of it in the big pond. It doesn't go far or deep, but it's 61.1 degrees in the big pond. So we've got Cayman Creek in the vault over there, away from all the stuff we did the improvements, is 65 degrees. I got a thermometer in the croc monitor house at 76 degrees. Frida's pond is 77.3 degrees. The Galop house is 85 degrees. The mud turtles are at 79. Petra and Petra, we got one in there, 78 degrees. The reptile shed is 74 degrees. And the Sulcata house is 71 degrees. And all these probes are actually away from the heat source. I wanted them in the cooler section of the house, because this, I know things will get a little bit more warm as we move closer to those heat sources. So here are the Galop and the Aldabra Aquascape smart thermometers. They're right there. And I'm glad to see that most of the tortoises have gone in. Come on, Cersei. Is that you, Cersei, or is that Hank? Get over here. You're the last holdout. Let's see. I might have to help her because she might be getting a little too cool. So let me see if I can prod her. I don't want these guys to come back out. We're going to lock them in. They came out. They got a drink while I was working inside with my stepdad on their home. Yeah, that's Cersei. Come on, girl. Come on. Got to go the other way. Come on. Get annoyed. Get walking. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You're gonna go up and over? That's fine. Just make sure you go home. So yeah, it's just things are about to get really crazy for the next 48 hours. So wish us luck. And then honestly, it doesn't warm up that much. I mean, it's still gonna be high 30s the next couple days, next couple nights, then in the 40s. And then hopefully, you know, we can get through February and early March without too much more drama. This is just crazy. So there's going to be a lot of frozen iguanas running around. It should lessen the impact of Burmese python. But again, in 2010, we had some really cold temps as well. I don't know if they were quite as cold as this, but the populations rebound. It only takes a few of those animals to really hang in there, and then they will, oh, look at this. Nope, 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 Sirs. You want to go the other way, baby? That's a girl. Go that way, you know the house. Then those animals will start to reproduce. And it's kind of interesting, animals that have a very large range, Burmese pythons, green iguanas, water monitors, Nile monitors. These are animals that already, just because of the amount of range they have, are very adaptable animals. So they're the ones that actually are very successful in dealing with different temperatures and different environments. And why you get an animal like a croc monitor that's found just in New Guinea. It's a very specialized animal, and yeah, man, so they're specialized, and you know, that's the deal. All right, listen, I am going to board them up now, and we are going to, I feel pretty good. I've got everything dialed in at the moment, and we're just going to react as we see fit. So I'm going to keep an eye on these temps, and we are going to check in tomorrow morning. So wish me luck, guys. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, we made it through the first night, and it was, what a night it was. I barely slept at all. We got water running in here. I'm happy because this is holding. When I run the well water, the river turtles are okay. Okay, everyone's happy in there. It's warm. Having it covered is a game changer, because the water just heats up, and if the air above the water just disappears, that's what's robbing the water of its heat. Petro and Petra were in their box, and I noticed the temperature's dropping way too much, so I pulled them at like 3 in the morning. Right now we have everybody in here. We got the croc monitors, we got Guapo. You know, everyone seems to be okay in here. This I turn on and then shut it off, because I don't want to. We're not used to this kind of cold, so it's like a hurricane situation where there's no gas. Well, there's no kerosene. People are using all those different heaters that they normally don't deal with. So I had to, just got back, I had to drive like 30 miles one way for more gallons of kerosene. I will say this also, the cool thing is that the smart thermometers are really good for me, but I'm like obsessed. I'll wake up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and then I'm like tripping out because I look at the temperatures. But yeah, you can see the Aral turtles are at 73. The Aldabra house is too hot. We're actually going to go deal with that right now. We also have the big pond. This is the big Kamp Kenan pond. That's at 54 degrees. And then of course Cayman Creek, where the cayman are, is at 64. It's not quite, I'd like it a little warmer, and I did have it up to about 69, which I thought was better, but they seem to be okay. But look at this, 92 degrees for these mud turtles. I'm actually over here to dial this back a little bit. Yeah, see, so what I'll do is dial back the controller here. See, the actual element, to get it to 96 degrees, the element had to be like 145 degrees. So I dialed it back a little bit to about 120. Let's see how that does. I could also vent this if I wanted, but these guys seem to be okay after. Look at the steam coming off this water. Just incredible. Just incredible. My gosh. All right, so the day is coming to a close here. It's been, I don't think it got higher than 50 degrees today, so we are just going to now hope for the best. But you can see, look at this. Look at my alocasia. Not happy. These guys probably won't survive. They're wilting. So I don't know if they'll be able to come back after 2 nights of this. So not only the animals, but a lot of plants are dying. It's a real shame. I spent the day just getting things ready for tonight, and we're gonna hope for, it's gonna be another sleepless night, I can tell you that much. So I will see you guys in the morning. Oh man, this is bad stuff. I don't know how else to say it. This is catastrophically bad weather. So I think pretty much this is our second morning here of, I believe it went down to 29 last night. It's 30 degrees as of right now. We've got well water running. We got steam coming off. let's have a peek in. Yep, there are the turtles, and they seem to be okay. The temperatures on the Aquascape app held all night, but yeah, we're asking these heaters to do a lot, you know, that they're not normally asked to do as far as lighting and stuff. So let's get in here. Noticeably warmer in here, but still kind of cool. We brought the Manai in. We got just, I mean, animals are everywhere. Petra and Petra. We got Lulu. Over here is, yeah, we got the radiator heat going. I think I'm gonna shut that off and warm this place up with the kerosene heater right now, or in a little bit. But overall, just catastrophic, man. There's nothing I can do at the moment. I have to keep these guys in these shelters, you know. But expect big changes for that shed. I'm just gonna work my ass off all spring to get this shed into proper shape for next season, because I don't ever want to deal with stuff like this again. What I'm really concerned about, of course, are the smooth fronts, because they are the last animals that I just can't get out. So I just like to peek at them in the morning. It's just the worst. But we've been running water all night long. My well for my house, look at the good sign is there is steam coming off this water, so we know the steam is warmer than the air. And actually, I believe it was at 64 degrees, the water, which at 29 degrees is an incredible amount of difference that I'm able to keep. Let's see, Cayman Creek, Central Pond, 63, but that's getting low. But let's have a peek. Second day of, oh, hello there. How are you doing, bud? You okay? I want to kind of let's get a temperature reading of that face. Let's see. 62 degrees. He's the same temp as the water, but this steam is good. So he's alive. And the female, I'm sure she's just in there, but yeah, I think the tarp was certainly the way to go. It slows down the cooling, keeping the air a little bit more warm and comfortable for them to breathe also. But I think the next thing we'll be doing is creating some kind of dome I can put over the actual central part of that stream. Lucifer was easy enough to pick up. Thankfully, I was able to get him up. But yeah, we've got just tremendous amounts of work we're done. I wrangled up all the Mexican box turtles, put some heating pads, and then a blanket over them. The cherry heads are good. Checked them last night. You know, we got just so much going on. I don't know, guys. I have to end this video now. It's been a crazy couple of days, and to be perfectly honest with you, the good news is, let's have a look at the Galop and Aldabra habitat. Just how cold it was. We have 68 degrees and 75 degrees for the Aldabras, 68 degrees in the and that's just so you know, these are all the cooler. I put the probes in the cooler parts of the hides, so this is not directly under the light. So if they're under the light, they're gonna be much warmer, probably 10 degrees warmer than this. Same thing. So it's stressful, man. I just don't know how else to put it. Appreciate you guys watching. Please send any ideas. You know, this is not a normal occurrence. It's taken a lot of people by surprise. But you know, I know I have to do more now. We build the best possible enclosures for our animals, and now my mission is to build the best possible winter enclosures, because I don't care if it's another 16 years, I'm in my mid 60s, and I want things easy. Can you believe that? Just 16 years, I'm in my mid-60s. But who cares? Because we're just gonna keep plugging along like our animals. Love to you guys. Keep the animals in your thoughts. All the people down here in Florida dealing with this. We lost plants, animals. I don't even want to think about the big pond. The big pond was at like 50 degrees. That being said, the probe is not in the deepest part of the pond. So we're hoping that the animals in the big pond pulled it off. But in the meantime, friends, I'm just gonna let the waters run. I know that I was able to save these river turtles. Can you imagine if they were in the pond? It would have been catastrophic. So at least we did what we could. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan. This has been one of the toughest things I've had to deal with here at the camp, bar none. This and hurricanes are the worst possible scenarios living in Florida. I'll see you guys soon.